Hey everybody, I'm Dom Rici, and this is The Lounge. I'll try that intro again. It doesn't work when your mic is off. Hey everybody, how's everybody doing tonight? This is your boy Dom Rici. This is The Lounge. Welcome in. It is Super Bowl week. What a week we've had so far. A lot of ups and downs, that's for sure. But it is January 31st. It's Friday night. And now's the time when all the bets are starting to come in on the Super Bowl. As we talked about, 90 to 95% of the bets come in, from Friday to Sunday, always like the last 48 hours. So we'll see if the lines change. I did see a movement up to 2 today, and then right back down to 1.5. The game opened up around this 1.5. I seen it go down to pick 'em, and then creep back up to 1.5. With the Chiefs, of course, being the favorite throughout that whole swing, which wasn't much of one. The only thing that really moved was the total. Opened up at 51, maybe 51.5, but now it's sitting at. Last look I looked at, which I thought was a little strange, 54.5, which I didn't think was strange, but the big was plus 108. A little strange juice. I didn't. I got that off the VSiN page, which I was on. Looking at one of the shows, so I got to check we'll check the SBR page later, see what the line movement is with, see if there is any with Pinnacle and Bookmaker, and see if there's a difference. But so far, what I'm seeing is 54.5 plus 108, and KC at minus 1.5 at minus 118. So I'm not sure if that line's going to crash up. I don't know if it's going to go to 2 and then maybe down to 110, or if they're going to leave it at the 1.5 and maybe creep up into 120, 125, 130. A lot of times I think in these kind of games and within the playoffs and within the Super Bowl, more than line changes, you see juice changing a lot. That's definitely for sure with the prop bets. There were some prop bets that I was going to go after that the lines have changed drastically. For instance, Emmanuel Sanders, which is became a little favorite of ours at Who-Bangin, because of the breakdown and the theory we got from our buddy David Boston. So that line amazingly is at the over catches is 2.5 receptions, and it stayed like that all week long. But the juice is up to minus 195, so they don't want to put that reception to 3, obviously. And that got to tell you something. So if anybody jumped on that prop earlier in the week, I did see it in the 140 range. So if you did get that, that's pretty good. But I'll tell you, that's something for me. I look at the prop bets a lot when it comes down to the playoffs and when it comes down to the Super Bowl, more than the points spreads. I know some people look at the prop bets as being more for fun, and probably 70% of them are. But to me, there's some really sharp prop bets out there, and there's a reason why they jump on the props immediately out in Las Vegas. I mean, that lineup at the Westgate, when the day they come out, is one of the amazing things. Between that, the lines when March Madness first comes out, when they get the picks come out, that's always a crazy day there too. But there's a reason why the prop bets are like that. Why people jump on them. I don't look at them as such such a thing where they're just for fun. I think there's a lot of value towards the end of the year with plays like that, and I've been doing pretty well with them so far. So hopefully that'll continue. I'll tell you though, we have a great matchup. The Chiefs, the only team I thought that can hang with them The only team I thought that could beat them would be the 49ers. I didn't think there was any other team that could come close. So we'll see what happens. I have a future bet from week 13 on the Chiefs to win at plus 500. So that kind of held me back from a couple of different bets. But I did make some prop bets on the 49ers, just almost as not as a hedge, but almost as just because I think that the 49ers they could pull this out. If you start listening to the pundits, and if you start listening mostly to the guys who play the game, they're all jumping on San Francisco. Today I heard Ty Montgomery. I heard today talk about that. I heard Gore talk about San Francisco. Well, I mean, he was a 49er, but he talking about them. There's a lot of people talking about the 49ers, so I guess we will see. We will see what happens. You know how the Super Bowls go. Last year, no one could think of 13-8. I believe the score was. No one could predict that. So never know what's going to happen this year. I have a feeling that the first half might be a little bit slow going. I know my boys think the same, like DJ Big Boss. We feel like that under 27 is now you guys can watch this door open. Watch the door open. This is the lounge for you. The door's open and you got to let out the cat. There you go. All right. Live TV, live internet. So yeah. So that under 27 looks juicy to me. I like that bet. I stayed with it, even though the total creeped up to 54.5. That line hasn't changed. I think it at even money. Yes, I got it at under 27 at even money. So we'll see what happens with that. But I got a whole bunch of bets put in. As the night goes on, we're waiting on some guests to come in, and we will talk some. I'll wait to them to talk about the prop bets I'm on, and we'll get a little bit deeper into the game. I see in the chat we got some my early friends coming in. Joe Anisi, who's been we haven't seen much of him lately. He's been working a lot, flying around the country, but whenever he can, he comes in and checks in with us, and we always appreciate that, man. He's just one of the guys, like a lot of us, reason why we all hang together and stick together. We got DJ Big Boss, which is on the plane, and he's complaining about the Wi-Fi. So how about that for you guys? DJ checking in from somewhere, heading to Mississippi. He's heading to Biloxi. I know I tweeted out that he was going to New Orleans, but that's where I thought he was going. But he's going to Biloxi, to that Hard Rock Cafe and hotel, and what a great place to stay. Biloxi is something I've been hearing a lot about. Could be a spot for a low bag, Who-Bangin bag, banging baggers bag, whatever we want to call ourselves now as we evolve. A nice trip. That could be a nice trip, Biloxi. We'll have DJ do some reconnaissance out there and see if there's enough for our group to do. We've done the Las Vegas thing. We're going to try to do it again this year in March. But I'll tell you, there's a lot of gambling markets coming out, and some where it isn't so crazy expensive to stay, and like it is up here in New York and New Jersey. But Biloxi could be a spot, so we'll have DJ check that out. I see Trot Wham is in the chat, and he'll probably be popping in and out of the show every once in a while. Trot, you know how Trot goes. He comes in, drops us with some knowledge, and I did tell him today on the Lakers first quarter minus 4.5, a rare NBA bet for me, and definitely the first quarter bet I took this year. So that's we're looking forward to for that cash in as we're on the show. But hopefully the Lakers come out. I know they're doing a ceremony tonight, so you never know which way. Emotion works crazy ways, man. It could work for the Lakers. It could work against the Lakers. I don't like to even take that into my cap-in situation too much emotion and stuff, because it's how can you really figure? On one end you'll think, well, they're going to play inspired, which would make sense, but on the other hand, some people are more emotional than others. I know myself. I probably couldn't play up to potential. So I guess we'll see what happens. But Trot, I know, doesn't just play on, doesn't work off of emotion. He works on facts and knowledge and keeping at the game of basketball all the time. So I'm sure that bet wasn't just made on a fluke. That's for sure. Okay, let me. This is what I love about the lounge. It's nice and free and open. We have no format. We just do what we got to do. So let's. There he is. I see some fists popping in the backstage, and that only means one thing. Our friend, our brother, Nicky, Boston Nick MMA is in the house, and welcome in, Nicky.
What's up, guys? What's going on?
Nick, you said you have a new computer. Is that what you were hooking up today?
Yeah, it was working perfectly. I tested it earlier in the lounge, and all of a sudden I said restart it, and I was blocking. I was doing something wrong, and I fixed it. Let's put it that way.
Right, no, it looks good, man. The picture that picture looks good. Everything.
It's a new camera. I got a new camera too, though. That's a camera also. So, do you guys like my shirt?
Wait, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, it's actually
yeah. That's all right. That's all right. Who's KHED?
It's actually it's for gaming and whatnot. I didn't even know. I saw it at Walmart, and I actually liked the shirt because I thought it said that. You know what I mean? So I thought it was comfortable. And then somebody was like, "Hey, that's an awesome shirt." I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's a gaming shirt. It's about this and that." And I forgot what game it is, but yeah, I buy stuff.
So how's it going, Nick? Everything good?
Yeah, sticking and moving, hooking and jabbing, same shit, different day.
I hear you, buddy. So of course we're going to do a lot of Super Bowl tonight. So we'll wait for our guests to come in. So before we do that, is there any big fights coming on the horizon in the next week or two?
Oh yeah.
For the MMA,
we got Johnny Bones Jones fighting next week. He's fighting Dominic Overrated Reyes. That's not his real nickname, but he shouldn't.
That's your nickname for him, huh?
Yeah. He shouldn't be in the position he's in right now, Dom. I can tell you that much. I parlay right now. I have currently 18 parlays with him pending with John Jones to cash him out. Right now.
Oh, you mentioned that to me the other day. A matter of fact, about John Jones. That's an interesting angle.
It is. It will take every single one. I mean, especially you guys. You guys never take more juice over 140. I would say that max. You know what I mean? When it comes to you guys,
right?
That will take every single one of your bets into plus odds. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. So, that's an interesting way of looking at it. So did you you're hooking up with some Super Bowl bets?
I'm telling you guys. I'm gonna have to literally pick and choose from what you guys have. What's your favorite right now?
Yeah, I mean, straight. I have a lot of prop bets, like I did last year, like I did last week. I mean, and last year actually. But the one bet that we seem to all like, myself, Big Ragu, and DJ, was the under 27 in the first half. Okay. And we also kind of think the second half is going to be the half where a lot of points are scored, but we kind of think that 27. But what was that?
Quarter? You don't think that first quarter is going to be the highest scoring quarter?
Well, it might be. That line was put at 10 though, and the total was put at 54.5. It's interesting. That's interesting. I know the Chiefs are pretty good with the second quarters of scoring and stuff in the second quarters, but that's a pretty interesting angle that Big Ragu pointed out, that the first half was only 10, but the game itself is moved from 51 to 54.5. So it's moved up. Yeah, it's moved up a lot. So that's something that we got to look for. I think that line is kind of sharp. I'm afraid to take that over. But
that's a 10-point teaser. I'm put on a 10-point sweetheart teaser.
Okay. And what would that be? What would you do?
I don't know. Oh, I would definitely tease the under. They're definitely going over 44.
Well, I got you. Right. I wouldn't go to right. If anything, I wouldn't go to 64. I would go to 44. Right.
You know what I mean? I've learned my lesson too many times on that one. But you know what I mean? But it's gonna be a great bowl. I mean, down here in Miami, I was gonna go and try to
get in there.
Tailgate. I was going to try to tailgate, but you can't even do that. They're going to have like Secret Service guys, all that stuff. And I'm like, I'll just jump the fence like the old days.
No. There's no more jumping fences like the old days. There's cameras everywhere. There's people everywhere with their.
Back in the old days, in the Boston Garden, my dad used to sneak up in the rafters. and they used to watch the game from up in the rafters until eventually, after a couple of years, they finally got caught. But my dad hid in there for like 18 hours one time, and all of his friends got arrested. But he hid in there for 18 hours and finally snuck out the next day. Yeah,
I got you. So I was just looking down. So our friend is going to come and pop in with us. Greg plus EV, the guy I met through Big Ragu. He's been on the show a bunch of times. A great capper. He's out in California. Big NBA guy, big NFL guy. Good guy, a lot of knowledge and a lot of fun. So let's bring in our friend Greg. Hey, Greg.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you man, doing? How are you? How you been?
Pretty good, man. Just
all right.
Trying to recover, man, from this devastating whole week in Los Angeles. It's been a complete disaster.
Yeah, I could imagine. I brought it up Monday night on Light It Up, and Doc and DJ talked about it last night a little bit. But I was going to wait for you to jump on to say something. First of all, say hello to our friend Nikki. That's our friend Nick, big MMA guy. I don't know if you guys ever met before, but
what's up, brother?
Nick's part of our crew. You know,
what's going on, buddy? Nice to meet you.
Crew. Right, he's a Florida guy. He lives down by where Doc lives and stuff.
Nice.
And
Nice.
So yeah, I'll tell you, it's a Super Bowl week, and everybody was gun ho ready for Super Bowl week, and that news Sunday just was just tragic for everybody, for people that don't even like basketball, for people that it has nothing to do with basketball. It was such a personality that just transcended so many walks of life and all the sports,
The girls, the girls.
Even go ahead, Greg.
Here in Los Angeles, it's like the Lakers are on a nightly basis. So I've watched Kobe since he was drafted in the NBA in '96, and I've followed him his entire career. And he's like pretty much on a daily basis. He's on your television. You're following him. So I was a fan of his. But man, I still cannot believe that he's gone. I just can't believe it. It just seems like it's fake. I don't know. Right. I just can't accept it.
It's the first thing I thought about when we first heard the news. We were it was during one of the games, and me and Ragu were texting each other. We have a little group chat with me, him, Flipper, and DJ. We're texting each other, and all of a sudden the news came up, and we didn't believe it. It was like, what kind of hoax is this? Right away you don't want to even believe such a thing. And but then
my buddy texted me at right when TMZ had broken. He sent me a text message. He's like, Kobe just died in a helicopter crash. I'm like, man, get out of here! You're lying to me. And then I go on Google and I type it in, and nothing's coming up. Nothing's coming up on Google. And then literally a couple of minutes later, like all the news outlets started. Yeah, it was just like
I was at a bar and everyone was going nuts.
Where were you, Nick?
I was at
you were out.
Yeah, Packy
Oh yeah.
Out west, and we all looked. Our phone went off at the same time. Everybody looked up. Like 3 people were like, "Kobe's dead" at the same time, and it was like, no. Then it was somebody supposedly hacked TMZ, I think, and so we thought it was a hoax for a little while, and then it came out on actual news stations.
Yeah.
They don't report.
I mean, that's the one thing I was a little bit pissed off about was how quick TMZ put it out really quick, and even before like the police said, even before they could even notify the family. And I mean, you don't want to be, I don't know if they heard it, how they heard it or whatever, but you don't want to get news. No one wants to get news like that, off a TV spot. And that's something a little bit that, I guess that's the world we live in. Like everybody looking to, beat the story, a big story. They got to be the first ones. But meanwhile, years ago when I was growing up, there was only newspapers. So when you beat the story, you had the story for 12 hours to the next day. It was a big thing. That was not a big thing because, Greg, you get the story before me. How long? Was it a minute before I get it? 2 minutes before I get it, right?
Seconds.
So not even minutes, right? So there you go. So I kind of was a little bit pissed off about that. But, hey, I guess that's their job, is to report the news, and it's just a shame what happened. It's a shame, more so with I shouldn't say more so, but just for there's kids. Imagine, your daughter and your husband, your father and your sister. I mean, that's just, to me, is so crazy. Heartbreaking, and the other people on the plane, man.
I was in shock.
Other people, yeah. Oh, I'm sure you were.
Shock, and I was just constantly. Yeah, I was just watching the news all day. I just couldn't believe it. And then Monday, I kid you not, man, I just emotionally broke down, dude. I was literally on my wife's shoulders. I'm like, I can't, you keep watching it, it gets to you. It gets you. I don't watch it anymore. I turn off my television. Anytime there's any type of Kobe coverage, I'm changing the channel. I do not want to watch it anymore.
Yeah, I started doing that yesterday myself.
I am going to watch the game tonight, obviously. But,
right. I started doing that myself the other yesterday. I had enough of watching it, you know. But there was a couple of great interviews. One with Shaq, one with Jerry West, and one with Jimmy Kimmel that I really thought were really something that you should look up. And it's Jimmy Kimmel has a funny one, and just 3 different perspectives. So it's pretty good. Let me bring in our friend Paco Haley, another California guy, jumping in with us tonight. Paco Haley, you got us, brother? Can you see us? You got us, baby? Let me hear you. I hear noise.
Hello.
Yeah, there you go. Hello. We got you, brother.
Hello. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can. Can you hear us?
Yes, we can.
You might not be able to hear. Let me see. Let me try to get you back in. It might be us. Let me do that again. Paco, can you hear us? All right. You know what? Did you hear that, Nick? I heard my voice coming through as a background.
Yeah.
He'll figure it out. Try to go come in and out again, Paco. I'll type it in for him.
Yeah, you know what? I got my phone up.
So anyhow, we'll continue going on. Hey, Greg, do you do any MMA stuff at all? Do you follow MMA at all? I know me either.
I really
our boy
don't.
Nicky's our expert up there.
I'll listen to and learn something new. I guess I don't really.
That's how it is with me. Yeah, we're gonna get Nicky go up with his own show coming up soon. We got to work out
Here's my question.
He's the man to ask.
With basketball, football, with organized sports, like you have a way of handicapping. Like you have your metrics, you have your data, you have your trends, and you have your all these types of information that you use to handicap organized sports. But when it comes to fighting, what is it that you can handicap? I mean, I just don't get that aspect of it. What numbers are there? What do you look at from a handicapping standpoint to find your advantage or whatnot?
Well, you watching a lot of tape. It's all about matchups as well, timing, but most of all, watching a lot of tape. You know what I mean? Just like breaking down numbers, how you guys break down numbers and statistics and whatnot. You got to just watch a lot of tape. And I've been watching and I want to say 2002. I've been following MMA and an addict before I started gambling. And I mean, most of these fighters, for the most part, in the top 15 in each division, I don't really need to watch too much tape anymore. But when it comes to there's so many newcomers right now that you really got to stay up with the game right now. But it's watching tape 100%. The weigh-ins are real important for me. I like watching the weigh-ins, see how sucked out they are after cutting weight and stuff like that. And not to mention the UFC, they like to do favorable matchups now for certain fighters that they want to win because when, for instance, Conor McGregor, when he wins, the company wins. You know what I mean? They make a lot of money when Conor wins. So, it's all face. It's why he fought Donald Cerrone.
What about as far as pricing? Like if a guy is favored by minus 150, minus 160, how do you come up with your own price to see that if you're getting any value or whatnot? Is there like a strategy as far as that goes?
Well, or if I'm targeting
making your own lines, Nicky, like making your own line for it.
If I'm targeting that fight, you know what I mean? If I think that's a coin flip fight, you know what I mean? If I think that's a 50-50 fight, then the value is on the dog, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna put probably a small amount on the dog. I'm always looking for dogs, but you can't just consistently look for dogs. Time after time you'll get burnt. I do like to parlay two favorites together. You know what I mean? Like for instance, I was just telling Dom, I got 18 parlays to right now, and I'm gonna have more by John Jones fight time at probably about midnight on Saturday. 18 parlays right now simply to cash out if John Jones wins.
And what's his? So he's going off as a big favorite.
Right now he's a minus 400. I got most.
Okay, I got you. I understand.
390, 389, 390 is what I got most of them at. But minus 400 is a steal right now.
The fun is like all books don't let you parlay MMA though, right? Like there's from what I heard, not all the sports books allow you to do the parlays. It's more straight betting, no?
I got Bovada and BetDSI. They both allow that. I mean, I know 5 dimes allow.
Gotcha.
Oh, they're starting to allow it more then. Is there any really sites, though, to look up, like, information? And that's really what's lacking really in MMA, right?
I like Tapology. They have great, when it comes to, like, punch statistics and how many punches landed per minute, how many thrown per minute, stuff like that, takedowns landed per round, or stuff like that. Tapology is great. You just type the fighter's name in and then Tapology.
All right.
Yeah. I actually.
That's an interesting thing. I didn't know about that one.
Yeah. Great.
I didn't know about that at all.
If you didn't bring it up, I would have forgot about it. But yeah, that's a great. It's basically for us MMA cappers is what we use for statistics. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Greg, you on any NBA plays tonight?
Lakers minus 12.5. Man, I took it at minus 12.5 in the morning. I just feel like the way LeBron said he's going to be carrying the Lakers on his back. I just I think the Lakers with all this rest since playing last week, they're going to be razor sharp. And I've watched Portland play, man. That team is defensively horrible, like absolutely terrible defensively. Like they got to literally outscore their. I know you got to score more than your opponents to win, but they got to literally score buckets to beat their. They're horrible on defense, especially on the perimeter. So I think Lakers are going to be razor sharp tonight. They're going to. I
don't think they cover.
You don't think they cover?
Nope, I don't think they cover. I think they win, but I don't think they cover. And real quick, Joe, your boy Corey Anderson, I want an autograph. I want some pictures. I want a video sent to me. A live one, too. I want to do a live stream with you and Corey Anderson when you're watching that fight together. And I do believe that is probably one of the only men that may have a shot at beating Johnny Bones Jones because of his wrestling.
What do you call it? We're on the one of our good NBA cappers, Trout Wham, put it out today that he was on the Lakers minus 4.5 for the first quarter.
Yeah, a lot of people are taking the first quarter, first half approach, basically saying that they're going to come out of the razor sharp.
Yeah, I don't like to cap like that, but I guess sometimes, I was saying before when I started, I try not to put emotion into it, and I try not to make that the sole reason why I'm going to be putting the bet in. I mean, I had that little bit of an argument. I had that argument the other day. Not an argument, but, a lot of guys were talking about the first game back with the net Pistons game. And they were all talking about Kyrie's going to come out and just blow off the doors. And everybody got to take the prop that's 25.5 over it. And I was just like, why? Always because Kobe was his eye, blah, blah, blah. It's like, why can't it work both ways? I'm the type of guy that I probably couldn't perform to my best. I'm too emotional. It works both ways. I don't really think, so sometimes that emotion cap can get in trouble too.
Right. Portland's not a good team, man. Look, they're 6 games under 500. They're 6 games under. This was a playoff team last year. They're 6 games under 500. They're basically struggling to make a push to get the 8th spot, and the 8th spot is a team that's under 500. So Portland's not a good basketball team overall. Bad defensively on the perimeter. So Lakers, if they hit their 3-pointers, LeBron's going to get to the hole. They're gonna win, like you said. Covering, we'll see.
We'll see what happens. All right, so let's get into the Super Bowl, man. That's what we're at. We Chiefs. Myself and Big Ragu 62. We both have future bets in on the Chiefs plus 500.
Great bet.
I took mine like maybe week 13. I think it was week 12 or week 13. I took mine. I'm happy we got it. I did think all along that the only team that could uperail the Chiefs are the 49ers. I didn't think there's another team that could do it. If there is a team that could do it, I'm a little worried about that.
Baltimore Ravens.
No, I mean, yeah.
Biggest letdown team in football.
There was something about the Ravens. I had the Ravens going out. I bet against the Ravens in that game. But I guess you're right. That could have been the same thing.
Here's what I've noticed as far as football goes. You got to catch breaks to win Super Bowls. Like for instance, when you look at how the Chiefs are in this position right now, it's simple. In the last last game of the season, the Patriots lost as a 17-point favorite to the Miami Dolphins.
Right.
That was the biggest loss in NFL history from largest favorite to lose in NFL history in a regular season. So because of that loss, they got a first-round bye, right? They avoided I think they were going to end up playing Tennessee in the first round.
Right.
But they got the bye and ended up playing them in the title game. But and then they had Tennessee knock out the Baltimore Ravens, which gave them home field advantage in the AFC title game. So a lot of things went in favor of the Kansas City Chiefs for them to be in it. I think they're literally the Andy Reid was, handed the road to the Super Bowl on a silver platter. This was his easiest route.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And with any sport, there's talent, but there's always some luck involved. There's always some things that got to break the right way. You got to listen. Same way, the best poker player. You still got to get some luck. That best poker player, that river card could still change the difference between me and you, right? So,
right.
Paco, can you hear us? Can we hear you? He keeps on popping out. I guess he's having a hard time with us. Every time I try to get him in, he pops out.
It's his earphones, I think. He doesn't know how to take himself off mute, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Dom, here's the thing with San Francisco.
Go ahead.
I just feel like Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to be ready for the stage. The reason why I say that is because he only threw 8 passes in the Green Bay game, and then literally played a Vikings team that wasn't even supposed to be in that. I mean, he's had an easy route to this.
He definitely has had an easy route, but he didn't have to throw more than 8 passes.
He didn't have to throw it, but is he going to be ready for the stage?
Right.
Remember, Tom Brady.
He's been there before. There's Trot Ram. What's up, Trot?
What's up,
How are you, man? We've been trying to get Paco Healy in, and he's having some difficulty. I don't know what it is. We've been trying to get him in. He's been popping in and out. He's been having difficulty, but you know how it goes with live TV. Live, I guess it ain't TV, but whatever it's called. How you doing, Trot? Everything good?
Man, I'm chilling, bro. You already know. I'm hanging in, man. You already know. I appreciate. What's up, bro? You already know. I'm already, man. Live and direct. We live and direct, bro. I'm ready.
That's it, baby.
Ready. You on the Lakers too, Greg? You on the Lakers too? Oh yeah, I'm feeling confident. We about to
easy.
Come on, man.
Come on, he's on the Lakers 12 and a half.
It only makes sense. It's only right. It's only right now.
Did we hit that first quarter yet, or what?
Nah, it's coming on in a minute. It's gonna come on.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it started at 9. Okay. All right.
It starts at 10. It started at 10.
Oh, okay. My time. Okay, gotcha. Very good.
So, Dom, you didn't finish what you were saying with Garoppolo. You said that he's been in this stage.
Listen, neither quarterback has been in this big stage yet, right? So, you got to take. I'm not really defending Garoppolo. I'm just saying, he didn't have to throw more than 8 passes last week. So, I don't think he's going to be. I don't know. I think he's just being overlooked a little bit, and I worry a little bit about him.
What about Patrick Mahomes playing in the AFC Championship game last year, and literally a coin flip that decided?
What a heartbreaker! And that really shows you how good that team is. For them to go through that controversy and come back again and be back at that game again is. Listen, I'm with you, Greg, on that. I'm with you. I'm trying not to get myself overly excited over the Chiefs.
Let me just say one thing.
Go ahead.
Okay, so when the Chiefs lost to the Patriots, the reason why they lost to the Patriots was because they had the Patriots in the AFC title game in overtime on 3rd and 10 3 times, and they couldn't get a stop on them, right? So what did the Chiefs do right after the season ended? They went ahead and they fired their defensive coordinator in Sutton immediately after the game ended because they knew that the game was lost on the defensive end of the game, end of the ball.
Right. And
then they went ahead and who did they sign? They signed the architect that beat the New England Patriots, the 16-0 Patriots in the Super Bowl with the Giants. So they immediately knew that if they're going to get to the Super Bowl, they got to go through the Patriots. And there you go. I agree.
Spags has done a great job. He's done a good job. That defense of the Chiefs over the last maybe 5-6 weeks. That last 5-6 weeks, they really came on. I mean, the way people talking about the Chiefs defense up until before last week, they were really discounting the Chiefs defense, and the Chiefs defense had a lot to do with that win last week. As much as Mahomes did good and stuff, The defense really did come alive, and so that brings you to this thing, Greg. What do you think about that total? Then the total went up from 51 to 54.5. Myself and DJ are both on the under 27 in the first half.
Okay. Well, I think the total is going to come down. Obviously the Niners have an amazing defense, but a lot of the experts are saying that if you give enough time to Mahomes, he'll dissect any defense. It doesn't matter who it is. So it's just about the defensive, their front line getting to Kansas City. If they don't, Kansas City's going to have success on offense. To me, the total will come down to Jimmy Garoppolo, and if he's going to be able to make the big plays, because his arm's going to be tested in this game. I'll tell you that right now. He ain't going to get away with throwing only 8 throws. He's going to have to throw the football. And
no, there's no way. His completion total is at 19.5, and if he don't, he's gonna have to go over that to win this game. He ain't getting away with this.
Total.
Oh no, this ain't gonna be Mostert running for 180 yards, and that's not happening.
Exactly. Jimmy G over 19.
You got to give the Chiefs credit how they shut down Henry. I mean, I know it was their third game on the road, and that was a tall order for the Tennessee to pull that off. That was just
they were up by 10
what I think
points.
it really was, though. I think that had a lot to do with it.
They were up 10.
Hello?
Yeah, Tennessee went up 10.
Hello?
We see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can
see it.
I thought I got Paco. All right.
Oh no, yeah. He's taking his head sort out. He said he's going to give it another shot. Go ahead, Trot.
No, I was just gonna say I think that's what it was with Tennessee, man. They're on the road three weeks in a row.
Tough.
You know what I mean? That's pretty tough. That's pretty tough. And if you think about it, those offensive lines is gonna start to wear down. This team, really didn't have they didn't play. You know what I mean? So I think Kansas City, possibly had a little tough situation, but a little better edge on that game. But in this spot, in this game, it's just bang bang Niner gang all the way to me. I just feel like, you know what I mean. I just feel like that shit is, California, bro. And I don't want to come off as a homer, bro. They getting 2 whacks at the Super Bowl. Look what the fuck happened last year. This year is gonna be a little bit more competitive than that shit. So I think they're gonna get a nice little whack at this. If you do like Kansas City, I think you're better off just taking some of these props, man. You getting
over, if anything.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I'd rather take anytime Tyreek Hill than take Kansas City. You know what I mean.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead, Greg.
How many points do you think the Chiefs are going to score on the Niners on Sunday? In your opinion?
I believe they're going to get up to, they could possibly get up to like 30 points in this game. You know what I mean? I think they could possibly get up to 30 points in this game for sure. I just believe the Niners are going to be able to score early. They're going to be able to score early. So, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be able to score early, and it's going to be a battle. You know what I mean? It's going to be a good game. They may be able to end off the first half with the lead. You know what I mean? If you look at the game script in this game, this is that's why it's one of the greatest games we could have had, in the Super Bowl. The game script is so infinite, so many things that I believe that could possibly happen. But I think Kittle's gonna, come out early, do some good things, and you might get a Deebo Samuel sighting early.
Is there a prop on both teams to score in the first quarter? Right?
I don't know. I don't know if there's
Because I like that.
Here's one thing people are not really talking about. What about the coaching matchup between Andy Reid and then Shanahan?
Yeah, I was going to hit on that. I tell you the truth, that's a tough one. I mean, Andy Reid got all the experience and stuff, but this kid Shanahan has done a really good job, I think.
Yes, but he did choke versus the Patriots.
I think he's done really well with quarterbacks. Just in his career, I mean, Matt Ryan was an MVP when he was on that staff. He even did good with Kirk Cousins at one time. I just think that he is a great coach. I mean, of course, Andy Reid got the experience and had the wounds getting there. So
but he did choke. He did choke
for sure.
The Patriots.
That's for sure.
Choke against the Patriots.
Say something, Paco.
What's going on, guys?
There you are, man. We want to make sure we got you in here. So, Paco, we've been talking about the the super. Welcome in, man. Sorry you had a hard time getting in.
Hey,
But,
I'm glad to be here. It's my fault. I'm sorry. I should have came in prepared there, but I had something going on with my headset. Got to iron out the kinks. You know what I mean? To be honest,
problem.
Dom, this is long overdue, man. I know Dom has hit me up a couple of times. I gotta. Just like us all, man, everything gets hectic and stuff, but we got the kiddos, we got a wifey, and I kind of got an awkward schedule, but I'm glad I'm able to get in here with you guys.
Great. So what's your look on the game? Unfortunately, we only have 20 minutes left, and because of who are running with and who's been broadcasting our show on their platform, 11 Sports Next, we got to be out of here by 10 because I have another show that starts. But give us your little breakdown on the game and who do you like?
Okay. Touching on what kind of Trot was just saying, my action is heavily more spread out on these props for sure. I am on KC to play devil's advocate here. I know it seems like everybody, Jimmy, Flash, Donnie Rice. I've heard a few people, a lot of Niner action. But yeah, I'm gonna be rolling. I'm gonna be rolling with KC. I think they're a true favorite here. I do think that it's gonna be a close game. I could see what you guys were just bringing up with some points early, but I think this team responds, and I think they find a way. I think they're very good at making adjustments. I know that the Niners are a very high step up compared to the Titans, and what they've been through on the AFC side here of the playoffs. But there's just a lot of stuff that I like there. I like I know that's going to segment into what you were just going to talk in, Dom, as far as the coaching matchup. I like the time off for Andy Reid. I do like Shanahan as a coach for sure. The last time we saw him in this role, though, we got to remember he was with the Falcons there, and in my opinion, he kind of blew that game there in that second half. There is that angle.
That's my point. That's my point of them coming in hot.
I know there is that angle that he wants redemption and he's got something to prove there. But we got to remember that Andy Reid is in the exact same spot too. He has been there and lost a Super Bowl.
Boy.
You know what I mean? I think that's dynamic with both of these coaches.
Yeah.
No, I need to go and check out Andy Reid's record when he comes off of a bye. He's nasty.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a crazy record.
Yes, he does. Crazy. Yes, he does.
Money in the chat. What you know he knows. My fault, bro.
No, it is what it is. To be honest, I got a unit on the side. I have a unit on KC -1. When it went to 1, I hit it.
Go ahead. What else you got?
If I do tease it, I'd tease under. I know people are doing that. I'm not going to tease through 0, so I don't know if I'd tease points on Frisco. Probably not. That's not my main angle. But as far as props, are you guys? I don't know if you wanted to segue into coaches or what's
no. Tell me. Listen. Tell me. While we got you, tell me.
Yeah, I can see some points in the game. So funny, I kind of bringing up the KC side, but I will be going over the Garoppolo 239. And a half yardage. It's not. I don't even want to call it a semi-hedge. It'll be a full unit. But I do think that it's going to come down to passing. They're going to have to pass. I think it'll be balanced. Their run game is a force, but KC is going to put up enough points, in my opinion, to where they can't just be one-sided there and heavy on their run. And that's kind of a matter of those adjustments being made. I'm going to go with I know that a couple people have given this play out earlier in the week, but I think that there will be no score in the first 5 minutes. I think it's a sharp play. And I was also
that bodes well. My first half that I have the under 27 in the first half.
Yeah.
I like when
DJ Big Boss got no score in the first 7 minutes or something like that. So you guys are all on the same.
Yeah,
same
DJ.
But I'm kind of going against you guys. I think it's gonna be a little action early. But I'm not taking. That's just my prediction. I'm kind of going against you guys in my prediction. I'm not betting against you guys because I'm just taking anytime prop plays. I'm looking at the tight ends, Kittle and Kelsey, and then I'm looking at Emmanuel Sanders, and I'm possibly looking into Possibly looking into Tevin Coleman as well. Looking at Tevin Coleman plays,
Yeah,
well,
I'm a little bit worried
early
about
in
him
the
because
offseason.
why he was hurt was a collarbone or a shoulder or something, right? So I don't know. I mean,
shoulder.
that kind of that doesn't really bode well for a running back holding the ball and stuff. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, he was on fire before he got hurt. Coleman. He was running like a new man all of a sudden. Before he got hurt.
Jim,
So
about the,
that's for sure. Are you locked into any bets, Trot?
What happened?
What was that?
Jim,
Yeah, wait.
know what we think about the under 54 here.
I got 24.
I like the under, and I think that there's absolutely no hurry. I think that we're at Friday night right now. I think people are going to flood into Vegas. People are going to flood into Reno. Our boy Flipper 13 put up a good kind of point there with Reno and Tahoe markets. And if you're in that area, that
late money coming in on San Francisco.
Yeah, if you're looking for any kind of KC side, or if you're looking kind of any under, that's where that's going to kind of flood in. There's 55s out there on the total, right? You know what I mean? I think that would it be crazy if it got to 56 and a half by tip off?
Here's my question.
I think if you want to play that under, you might be able to get another point on it. Maybe not. Maybe the bookmakers aren't going to be, that.
It's already went up for 51. It started at 51, so it's already went to 54 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big swing already.
There's been a lot of bets on the Niners. Do you think that the line will shift over to the San Francisco 49ers being the favorite by kickoff?
I don't know.
I actually think you could see that in like a Reno or Tahoe book. I know that is area dependent.
Yeah, I don't. So. Maybe maybe you can find the book. I don't know. I doubt it. I really do doubt it. But the way this line has been moving all week long, and I even seen it creep up to 2 today, and then it got knocked down to 1.5.
But isn't more the money going on the Niners?
I think weekend money will come in on the Niners. I think
it's going to be a lot of West Coast money coming in on the Niners.
That's what we think. We think so, but I don't know, man.
As far as if you're in town, I know Doc's going to Vegas. If you're in town to bet at a brick and mortar book, maybe you could see that. Offshore books, it's not going to be the case, but that market.
There's a lot of big bets that came in on the Chiefs, right? A lot of big number bets came in on the Chiefs.
Yeah, you got it. There's a lot of big bets too. There's as far as the biggest bets that are coming in, I think they're pretty equal. We just saw Mattress Mac.
Yeah, that's not what I read actually. I read the
Niners.
That's what I was going to mention.
Big bets are coming in on the Chiefs. Yeah, I
know what the
read
most
that
important big bet is?
Because if you like San Francisco, you like the under. You know what I mean? So that's the over is getting pushed up.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think if you do like the under, just wait. There's no.
So Paco, what bets are you definitely on?
I'm definitely on. So I'm on a prop bet of Mahomes for under interceptions at a half. He hasn't thrown an interception yet this whole playoff.
Okay, go ahead. What else you got?
So I'm not. That could be a tip or something fluky kind of that comes. But as far as his decision making, his mobility, is able to get the ball out. I like that play for sure. I'm also going to go over that his 24 and a half completions. So as far as total yardage, I think that if they do have a stout defense, that they'll be a lot of
24 and a half?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I only seen 25 and a half actually. And I went under that. He didn't even hit that last week, scoring 35 points against the Titans. He got up to 23 or 24 completions. I went 7-3 with my props last week, and one of the few props I lost was that over completions on Mahomes. I'll tell you the truth. What I went with Mahomes was I went under 25 and a half completions, but I did go with the Chiefs team total over 27 and a half.
I just give out all your plays.
Yeah,
I know we're gonna have a lot of plays to go through, so give out your plays.
Okay.
Dom.
So I'm trying to tell you, Paco, you gotta give us your plays, man. We're gonna have to wrap this up soon, so run it, baby.
Those are kind of the main ones. Those are all the one unit ones. So I'm on KC. I'm gonna be on the under. I'm gonna wait to get the number, see if I can get a better number. I'm on Jimmy G's passing yardage over. I am on Mahomes under a half of interceptions. I don't think he will throw one. I am on Mahomes yardage, completions over. I think that his completions could get over without his yardage being over. I think that in compared to the last game, that they had a pretty effective run game going there, and I think that if that's limited, that I could see those completions getting over. So a little bit contrarian there. And then just some funny shit, because I don't know if it's been brought up yet, but we're gonna go with Demi Lovato over 2 minutes and 3 seconds on the national anthem. Right. You know, she's a Hollywood girl, man. She's been waiting for this time. She's emotional with Kobe's passing.
She likes to dance.
Wow. It's just kind of that spotlight and that opening up. It's 2.5 over. We hit it like two years ago when Pink sang the national anthem. Wow. We got it like sometimes on her practice runs, so that's some stupid stuff. Also, at the halftime show with J-Lo and Shakira going, will the camera show Jay-Z on camera? That's plus 600. Just enough value there. Why not throw a little half unit on there? They might give a little flash to the great Hova, and we could cash that little right there. And then will Trump make a tweet at any time during the game is only minus 200. So I'm willing to lay that. It's not going to be heavy money or anything, but just some fun beer money. But that's going to happen. You know what I mean? Will he tweet congratulations to the winning team is minus 500? I think that's, you never want to say lock, but that stuff's just going to play out.
Oh my God.
Just some fun stuff. The main thing is. You know what I mean? The main thing is, guys, is it's one game. There's some fun prop bets out there. There's this and that, but to be honest, I'm missing our Saturday slates. I'm a big fan of college. I'd rather have a regular Sunday slate where I could pick my spots, but it's going to be fun nonetheless.
Of course. All right, good, man.
Nonetheless,
that's great.
Sure.
How about you, Greg? What plays you have locked in?
I'm just on Kansas City. I'm keeping it short and simple. I have them on the future. I have them. That's why I was asking you guys if you think Kansas City would be an underdog before kickoff, because I haven't placed my bet yet. But I'm going to be.
I don't really think so. No, my answer would be no. If at best they would go to pick them, but I don't think you're ever going to see San Francisco at a minus number. I don't think so.
And then from all the big bets that you guys were talking about, somebody just mentioned that guy Mattress Mac, he took the Niners, so that's a great thing. The guy's absolute fade material. Whatever he picks, bet the opposite.
Oh, gotcha. That's interesting. That's an interesting look. How about you, Nick? I know you got 18 parlays with the MMA. Was it Ed Joe? What's his name?
John Jones.
Did you have any? Any bets locked in yet with him? I mean, as far as the Super Bowl.
I got a great prop. It's Boston Nick hooks up with Demi Lovato after the Super Bowl at only plus 500 odds. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Okay.
I got nothing for you guys. You guys are the experts at that. I'm gonna be tailing every single one of your bets.
I got you. Trot Wham. What do you got locked in, baby?
So I meant to say Matthew Breida, man, on the Tevin Coleman, y'all. My fault, bro. That's the one I was looking at. I don't even have a line for that damn Tevin Coleman shit. But going into this Deebo Samuel one, I'm looking at that one as one I'm going to lock in right now. So I have 4 right now highlighted: Matthew Breida, Deebo Samuel, Tevin Coleman, and Kittle. Actually, I got 5, and I got Emmanuel Sanders. I think all those anytime touchdowns. Put a little bit of change. Nothing too crazy here. A little bit of change on all those. Have a little fun on these prop bets. But my main play right now is, where we got the big money on is Lakers first quarter and first half. I'm on that, bro.
Lakers, man.
Everybody on that shit. I know my boy DJ Big Boss. I know a few of my winning circle partners is. My man J Money is money on stuff like that too as well on the Lakers. So we're looking good right now. Let's keep this going, bro. That's something I figured out. Let's keep cash.
Hey, let me give a quick shout out to my daughter. Jumped in the chat. Lena Marie, my daughter, is in the chat. Say hello to my girl, fellas. That's what keeps Dom grounded right there, baby.
Nice to meet you.
Alina, did you get any football boxes at work? You got to make sure you tell me your numbers. They always do those boxes at work and stuff. So he usually gets lucky with those damn things and hit some. My son-in-law is a big fantasy guy. He's not into the sports betting as much, but he's into the fantasy football and does real well with it. He happens to have a knack for it, so it's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's good. As far as me, I got a bunch of bets. I got the Chiefs future plus 500. I just got 150 on it, but I always look at the return. I don't care if it's $25. If I get 5-1, I'm happy, right? It doesn't matter if it's $25 or 500. I can get that. So I got 150 on the Chiefs for week 13 at plus 500. I got the first half under 27 even money. I got the Chiefs over 27.5 team total. I have for the 49ers. I have Kendrick Bourne over 22.5 receiving yards. I got Sanders longest reception, 17.5 yards. And over 44.5 receiving yards. Those plays were both David Boston, the ex-Cardinal, ex-Dolphin, was on my show Monday night, and he loved Sanders props. He really liked the over receptions, but it's only 2.5. They raised the juice now up to minus 195. That's amazing. And so they don't want to push that to 3. They want to keep it. They don't want to put it at 3, which is interesting. But so obviously I didn't take that. I would never take a prop over 130 or something like that, And I'll get to you quick, Nick. I also have Sammy Watkins over 49.5 yards. I got Mahomes under 25.5 completions. And that is what I have. That is what I have.
For sure. So I'm going to keep mine out as well, so y'all can tune in on my Trot Wham. I'm sure you're going to see my man, Greg plus EV as well. He tweeted his stuff out constantly. He's always getting out them big cashers. Paco Healy, that's my guy. That's my bro. Seeing the family, that's all I love. And my other man, Boston Nick MMA, one of the coolest, funniest dudes, bro. If y'all watch our shows, bro, he be doing the funniest shit in the background. That shit is hilarious.
So Nick, before we get out of here, what you want to say, Nick?
H Money, you have he's a new subscriber. He's actually a friend of mine I met on the on the internet here. He does his own little thing, but I wanted to get into one thing. I don't know enough time, but
we only got a few minutes left.
I know. Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
Stop acting like you know MMA because it's getting ridiculous.
But he don't know anything, Skip Bayless. So he's a fraud. He's been a fraud for years. He's a fraud for years. But hey, listen, I love having all you guys come on tonight, man. It was a pleasure having you guys in the lounge. Wearing my partner for this Who-Bangin Sports. We're keeping things going. We're starting to rock and roll here. We got Nicky, Boston Nick. We're going to be hooking him up with his own MMA show. Within a week or two, he'll be up. We'll get that time and stuff locked down. We got to start getting to MMA, and he's our boy. Uncle Healy, original low bagger, OG. We love having you. Next time we get you on a little bit earlier, and we'll get into some more stuff. This will sure won't be the last time you're on with us. And of course, Absolutely. Greg, we love having you. Greg's been on a couple times. Greg came to us through Doc, and that's all we needed to hear. But then on his own merit, man, we love having you, Greg. So thanks you, man.
Buddy. And shout out in the chat as well. Everybody in the chat. So
shout out to 11 Sports Next. Shout out to 11 Sports Next for carrying the show. They're coming on with a show right after us. They do like that simulation football stuff, and I guess they'll be doing something tonight on the
yeah, man. We gotta go, man. I don't know what's going on on us, bro. We go over. They're gonna put a hit out on us, bro.
Yeah, right. We get they're gonna put a hit out on us if we don't get out in time. They wanted us to shout out a site that they got called 500. The number 500. The letters TO 500 to 1. 500 numbers, TO and WON. It's kind of like a fantasy site with no salary cap. So anyhow, all right, let me get us out of here, guys. Love having you guys on. Sorry we went so quick, but we'll definitely do it again.
If you need a household,
go Lakers.
Go
Lakers.
Go Lakers tonight. Kobe. Let's go Chiefs. Let's go Niners. Everybody have a good weekend, and I will see you guys Monday night on. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. NHL on point with Josh Point. All right. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you.
Enjoy